So, welcome to Miami Beach.
Wait, we're not on a boat.
We're not on the boat.
No, we painted the boat bright orange while we're in the
Yeah, see our
yard.
new decor? Yeah. We are actually at an Airbnb in Miami Beach. We took a couple days away from the boat while they were sandblasting the bottom.
They told us it would be loud, and it actually was louder than the jets. It was louder than standing behind a jet engine. Oh my god, it was loud. So yeah, we smartly grabbed the cat and grabbed an Airbnb and took a lift across town.
Why don't you give them a quick tour of the Airbnb while I get this all set up?
Okay. Okay, here, let me spin the camera around. This Airbnb is adorable and cute and cheap. And here, let me give you a quick peek outside first, because somehow Cherie managed to find this Airbnb that's Lincoln Avenue right there. Right across the parking lot is Lincoln Avenue, which is the main drag through shopping drag in Miami Beach. So we got the coolest location ever. All walking distance. There's bike share pod right outside our door, so we went bike riding today. And inside is a small little studio, not even a bedroom, but that's all we need. It's huge and very colorfully decorated with a cat. And the wallpaper here's watermelons and donuts. These are all things we have not been able to eat on Whole30. Well, I guess watermelons would have been allowed. And then the best wallpaper is here in the bathroom, which is just adorable. I want this wallpaper. We need to add this to the boat somehow. Okay. Anyway, we were recovering from a tech glitch on YouTube's part, and
I think I got it updated.
okay.
All right, I can actually see the comments.
Okay, good. There we are.
Hey!
So we're like, hey, we're about to go out for our first meal.
Well, we've had meals.
and yeah, and we're like, hey, maybe we should share about this Whole30 thing we've been doing for the past 30 days.
Because we mentioned it in some of our live casts, especially we did a cooking show one evening when Tropical Storm Philippe was visiting us a few weeks ago. So, as you know, we went through Hurricane Irma, or our boat did. And it was a very stressful experience.
And there's this thing called stress eating, which is apparently a very common response to evacuations and hurricanes and stuff like that. And we normally eat pretty healthy, but after Irma, we were kind of resorting to bags of chips, bags of M&Ms,
frozen pizza,
and probably way too much wine. And particularly when it wasn't balanced with other things.
Yeah, so we were noticing the nutrition was going down. We were starting to feel crappy, and we know that the stress, of everything we're going through and being in a devastation area, leads to body aches and bad things anyway. So we decided to get serious about it.
Yeah, Cherie poked me. It's like, hey, you want to do Whole30? I'd like your support doing this. And I'm like, what's that?
So Whole30, I'm sure some of you are familiar with it, but it's 30 days of eating, basically cutting out so many groups of food from your diet and getting just back to whole foods.
So it's no wheat, no corn, no beans, no peanuts, no alcohol. We added no sugar of any no refined sugars. Just
no sugar, no sweeteners at all.
Right, no sweeteners. But like fruits are fine.
In limited quantities.
Right. So limited fruits. That's basically meat and vegetables. And since we already really don't do any red meat, it's fish, chicken, and vegetables.
And turkey.
And turkey.
They also encourage you not to do substitutes. So, like on the paleo diet, it's common to do like a cauliflower crust for a pizza. They say don't try to do substitute foods that might trigger bad eating habits, because a lot of this is about rebalancing your relationship with food and just breaking those bad habits.
And it's a lot of dietitian type people say this is like one of the worst possible diets. It's got really horrible big diet ratings, but for 30 days it's not something that is a long-term make this a lifestyle thing. This is for 30 days a fun body experiment, and we're kind of into, if we're going to do something, let's do it extreme.
So it's not really considered a diet, because it's not something that folks really adopt long-term. It's more of an elimination diet. So today we have completed our 30 days,
and we've kicked butt.
And I have to say, the first week was tough. We went through a lot of, I know I had a lot of headaches.
We each had a massive day of headaches.
I had about 3 days.
Yeah, you had about 3 days. I had 1 day of headaches. We had a couple days of being lethargic. They give you kind of a guide of like, there will be this day that you bite people's head off and stuff like that. And it
didn't really go for that.
Yeah, if anything, our moods have been really chill and mellow, which has been good because we've been going through a hell of a lot of stress this past month.
So we started this when we were still back at Marathon. We did it about a week before we were looking at leaving Marathon, knowing that the first week was going to be tough. We didn't want to be dealing with navigating and getting out of the Keys while going through the transition period. So we left Burdines after we were about a week into the diet, or the hack of it. And then, of course, it was just like, it was about like a week later is when we hit the channel marker leaving the Keys.
Right.
So I actually credit the stability that the diet gave us of being able to handle that so calmly.
I think it definitely helped. Moods have been very, very, very calm.
Mm-hmm. Energy levels are really good. I feel fantastic. I've battled all over body transient arthritis since I was a teenager. It's a side effect of adult onset chickenpox. And for the first time in a very long time, like since I went gluten-free, I am not feeling the pain constantly. So that's a big plus. So good body effects. And we've both lost a bunch of weight. I'm down like 2 notches in a belt right now. We had to go out and buy new shorts because my shorts were falling off me the other day, which is a good problem to have. I was definitely feeling very bloated, and it's nice to be feeling slimmer now. So at this point, it's not like we just go all hog wild and just start eating everything again. The next 10 days, we actually slowly start to reintroduce the food groups, and you only do them one at a time, and then you go back to the Whole30 diet to see how the effects on your body. So this evening, we're going to go out for sushi. We'll be picking sushi with just rice on it, reintroducing rice into our diet this evening. We've both been missing sushi. That's the thing that we both commonly. Oh, you want tortilla chips?
We went out for Mexican last night, and I'm not sure. I can barely believe I did this. We had this great, amazing taco salad.
No, it was a fajita salad.
Fajita salad. And I turned down the chips, and I skipped over the corn salsa, and these are like my favorite things. And it's like, oh gosh, no, okay, but only a few more days. And it's like.
So the thing we both were mutually most missing was sushi. So we're going to go out for sushi tonight. We'll be avoiding the soy sauce because that's soybean based, and we're not ready to reintroduce legumes back into our diet. So we'll just be doing rice this evening, and then we'll be giving it 2 days. We have decided on Sunday night the thing we're going to reintroduce is a glass of wine, and we'll be sharing that with our patrons. On a live video.
A live happy hour from the boatyard.
We do a monthly happy hour with our patrons, so we will be sharing a glass of wine with them for our first one, and it'll be 32 days, I think, when we do that. And then, we'll just see how our bodies do and kind of re-pick what our diet is from here based upon how we react to things. There's no dairy allowed on this thing either.
Yes, and
you live on dairy. You basically have you usually have a bag of tortilla chips and a glass of milk in your hands.
Not at the same time, but I love milk and cheese, and I'm big into milk is one. I don't drink sodas very much. I drink milk more often as a beverage. It's been weird having just basically water as the prime beverage for our past month, because even though a fruit is allowed, you're supposed to really minimize fruit juices and drinking your calories. So we've been making cocktails every night of just spritzer water and fruit juice, and a little bit of fruit juice mixed in and stuff like that.
Non-sweetened fruit juice.
Yeah, non-sweetened, just regular, pure, good fruit juice. So it's been I'm really impressed how well we did. After the first 2 weeks, we were counting days, how many days has it been? How many days to go? And then the last week, I've completely lost track. It's like, are we at the end yet? I don't know.
I'd actually go do some calendar math to figure out what our ending date actually was. Like, oh, wait a minute, we're here. Oh, well, okay, we can go have sushi tonight. And we'll just pick it from here and decide what feels right for our bodies. And But overall, really good. I have a really positive feeling about Whole30.
Yeah.
We've done like the lemonade cleanse before, which is just drinking squeezed lemons and maple syrup for 10 days.
Yeah. Personally, I do best on diets that have really strict rules that are short term. It's I don't like to have to count things and pay attention. It's like when I don't want to have to think about it too much. Either do it or like be really strict or like not.
Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, I know when I'm picking out, because I knew I needed a diet change, and I'm usually pretty good. It's okay, no more Cheetos or whatever. But getting him to do things, like I had to present it as a challenge.
Oh yeah.
So I knew it would work.
No problem. And I love body hack experiments. They're fun, and yeah, I don't think was there any point that you were really tempted to?
That was what was the most surprising thing to me is I have had hardly any cravings for this. There's really nothing sushi was the thing that came to the top of the list, and that's not all that unhealthy as long as you stick to the stuff. I'm not going to get the cream cheese rolls this evening.
It's your favorites.
Those are my favorites, but yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I'm really not missing wine. Shocker. Not missing. Yeah, I think pizza came up a few times just because that was such a common element.
Yeah.
It's such easy food to just a nice gluten-free pizza.
The biggest downside of being on Whole30 is food. I wasn't hungry hardly at all, but food and meals got really boring after a while. It's like, okay, hey, we're going to make fish tacos on lettuce wraps again. Oh yay, we're gonna do this again, and even things that were really great and tasty and delicious, just food in general got kind of dull. I'm looking forward to food getting a little bit more interesting, and eating out just wasn't worth the effort.
Yeah, with this for lunch today, we rented bicycles and rode all around South Miami Beach. Beautiful bike ride. And then afterwards, when we got done, we went out for lunch at a Thai restaurant, which is something that usually you can find some Whole30 compatible curries there. And even then, it was difficult because there's only like 2 curry dishes that were on the menu that would even work.
Yeah, and it's just hard because you don't want to start like grilling on ingredients, and you're like, well, a little bit of cross contamination's fine, but I don't want to have to be stressing about it. So it's been kind of actually part of the reason we planned the timing for it is, and part of why I really thought it was going to work for us is going to be time we were going to be anchored out on the boat and stuff. Now that we're into a town. It's like particularly if we were in Miami Beach, there's so many restaurants.
Oh yeah, I have to say being stranded in Miami has been tough with all the cultural diversity here and the opportunities for eating really good Cuban food.
Oh, and they brought us Cuban pastries to the boat to the boatyard the other day. They're like, here's some great Cuban pastries, try these. I'm like, next week.
So anyway, we are gonna go out. We have tickets to the theater to this evening. And we're enjoying a little bit of a vacation away from the boatyard while she was being sandblasted yesterday. So we'll be back to the boat this weekend. But we just wanted to share this moment with you guys and give you a little check-in. Boat work is going right along. I think if we were just doing the running gear repairs, we would be relaunched sometime next week. But we decided we're doing a lot of other work.
Yeah, so the electronics might start getting installed on Monday.
Lots of exciting stuff. Our patrons have a sneak peek of all the electronic decisions and the package that we put together and the reasons why. We'll have that out as a more produced thing later after it's done. But we're off for date night.
Yep,
thank you guys for joining us. And then our colorful little Airbnb. It's awesome.
Okay, take care. Was there any questions you wanted to do?
No. This is just a short one.
Just a quick one. So sorry we're not paying attention to the questions, and have a good night.